Man, y'all need to start tuning in to the YouTube channel, The Bengals Genius Show.
Welcome, Houday Nation. This is it. It's bright and early Sunday morning as we take on the Pittsburgh Steelers to save this entire season. And there has been precedent for this. Looking back, researching, trying to find straws of hope. Look no further than just last year. Baker Mayfield was 4-7 in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and at one point the Eagles were 10-1. And the Bucs went on a rally and squeaked into the playoffs and actually won a playoff game. Now, if you want to put on your tinfoil hat, the conspiracy theorist of the NFL, the script angle, I don't think the NFL is scripted. I do believe that the refs may be incentivized to throw some flags here and there to help the matchups along. You know what I mean? Wink, wink. They're not going to say this, but the NFL can say it with their actions, you know? And remember the show Breaking Bad? And Walter White was talking to the one guy, and he was going to give them the blue crystal meth, and that the one guy wanted to put him out of business. This was right when he hooked up with the bald guy. I forget his name. The hitman. Anyway, he says the one guy wanted to get his product completely off the shelf. And Walter White goes, my product's like Coke. And don't you want a world, or could you imagine a world without Coca-Cola? And that's how the NFL must feel about Joe Burrow in the playoffs. You gotta want the playoffs with Joe Burrow in the playoffs, right? So what does this mean? This just means a couple little, look the other ways for some pass interferences, or maybe call pass interference on them evil Steelers. Hey, you never know. But you know Mike Tomlin's going to have these boys ready. Steelers are good. You already know what they're going to do, right? TJ Watt's going to bring the heat. Hopefully Orlando Brown plays. He's questionable at the moment. They're going to be missing Alonzo Highsmith, their defensive end, but TJ Watt is going to be up our ace all day. And they're going to ground and pound Najee Harris. And, of course, Russell Wilson with those big moon balls going to Pickens, so that's going to be a problem. But the last time Joe Burrow played the Steelers, he did get a victory, 37-31. Of course, he missed last year. He missed both games due to the wrist injury. And word on the street is Joe Burrow's been in the facilities early during the bye week, and you know he's ready and going to be focused. But it's like Jamar Chase says, that's why you get the big bucks. Will Evan McPherson turn it around? I don't know. I can't imagine. If you golf, which is a huge pain, the only thing more expensive and more frustrating is marriage. You know what I'm saying? But if you get the yips, that means when you're thinking about it and you miss these shots, it's hard once it's in your head. And I don't want to rely on a field goal. Right now I got no faith in the boy. And this isn't time to risk it. So we're going to have to grind out a win here. And Josh Newton, the kids are going to have to step up. And Josh Newton, I was at a little bit of a feeling with the Bengals. I looked at their salary cap. They're spending just as much money, more than most teams. They're spending more than Detroit Lions. So the whole angle that the Bengals aren't spending money, I'm not understanding that at this point. They are. Now, are they making bad decisions? Yes. DJ Reader definitely was worth being re-signed. You can't, and that's sometimes it seems like the Bengals front office, they go, okay, well, this is defensive tackle's gone, we'll just get a new defensive tackle here. But they're not saying like, whoa, DJ Reader's a freak. Guy had 2 sacks on Thanksgiving, and I miss DJ Reader. And no defensive tackle stepped up. BJ Hill's had a nice season, I would say, but we need these young guys to step up. And sometimes I wonder if the Bengals do get caught up with the contracts, doing a little daddy ball. That's where a dad would put their kid in even though there's a better guy. And I'm wondering if that is the case with some of the Bengals players when it comes to their contracts. So, hey, we're paying this guy. Put him in there, and he sucks. Cam Taylor-Britt, I have no idea what's going on there, and hopefully he can rebound. But if not, Josh Newton's just got to step up. I've heard nothing but good things about this guy's personality and attitude. The defense, if the defense comes out like it did in the second half against the Chargers, we're going to win by 3 touchdowns. The Steelers will not allow a shootout. But Joe Burrow has been a straight killer in December, and we have a 3-game winning streak after the bye week. So it's all lining up in our favor, and we're just going to do it 1 week at a time. 1 week at a time, and let's just see what happens. Dolphins lost the other night. That's good. Broncos are going to be a problem, but we do get to play the Broncos. Right now, they're 2 games ahead of us. They will drop another game, and the Bengals got to handle business. I'll put it this way. The Bengals can't get in the playoffs without winning a game. So at some point, you're going to have to beat a good team or a team that's ahead of you. Denver's going to be dangerous. Sean Payton's a stud. Bo Nix is coming along. But like I said, man, the NFL wants Joe Burrow in those playoffs. And then from there, it's going to be boom, boom, boom. We're going to play the Texans the first round, beat the Texans. We'll go knock off the Chiefs in a tight game, and then another showdown with Baltimore in Baltimore against Lamar Jackson where the Bengals win. And then we go on to New Orleans to hoist the Lombardi Trophy in Burrow and Chase's old stomping grounds over the Detroit Lions. I don't know, though. The Detroit Lions, I love Dan Campbell. And they will ground and pound it. But the Eagles are really, they look good, man. The Eagles got the defensive line. They got, they're really well-rounded team. They beat the bejesus out of us. I thought that was really a hammer, and both sides of the lines are great. So the Eagles, you know how it is. Once you get past the first round of the playoffs, I mean, shoot, every round of the playoffs, especially how the NFL is built now, is such a stress factory. It almost gives me a headache. Obviously, you want to be in the playoffs, but sitting there, and especially if you got to play the Chiefs and the refs and Taylor Swift's evil and the controlling the Illuminati, it's a lot of stress on you. And, but boy, does it seem worth it when that confetti flies. Oh, man. But, all right, this is it. It's Steeler Day, so I'm going to go do a little side work. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving. Holidays are tough, especially when you're a divorced guy. Is you got to put all this pressure comes on you about making a good holiday, and sometimes a family can take a left turn, and I look at it like a rebuild. If you got a family going through divorce, or your family's going through a hard time, maybe, I don't know, personal relationships inside, it's just going to happen from time to time in a family, all right? And you have to adjust, pivot, and rebuild, and it takes about, seems like 4 years, 4 years to truly rebuild it. Rebuild the system, but that's what you got to do, baby. Because there's no other stop. I heard something good the other day. You can't change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction overnight. So with that, bring it back home to the Bengals. We're changing our direction today, one step on our way to the Super Bowl. But Pittsburgh is first. Screw you, Pittsburgh, you bunch of drunk, coal mining, hillbilly, tobacco chewing, Iron City beer swallowing bums. We're going to put it on you, and then we're going to have to beat you at home in Pittsburgh to get into the playoffs. It's going to be fired up. So screw you guys. You suck. Hooday. Bengals 27, Steelers 20. Take, I don't know about the parlays. All right, let's just win this game. That's all I care about. Hooday, love you, Hooday Nation. Let's do it.
The Bengals Genius Show.